After 70, many people begin to notice something strange happening to their bodies. It didn't happen suddenly. It's slow. One day you wake up and your legs feel too heavy. In the other, you sit in the chair and feel that familiar discomfort in your knees. You try to remember the last time you woke up truly rested, and he can't. The energy you had before is gone. And nobody tells you exactly when it starts. You just keep living. Adapt accordingly. You think it's normal? After all, I'm old enough, right? But what if I told you that that phrase you repeat to yourself almost every day, could it be preventing you from feeling something you forgot was possible to feel? Because some people, those over 70, 75, or 80 years old, they started to revert to a simple habit. Old, almost forgotten. Something that existed long before any medicine, any pill, any wellness trend. And they say that something has changed. Not overnight, but it changed. If you are over 55 and feel that your body no longer responds as it once did, this video was made for you. Stay until the end, because what I'm about to tell you, you won't hear in the doctor's office. Here we talk about the truth regarding health in a way that makes sense to those who have lived a long time. Perhaps your great-grandmother would have worn it without even thinking twice. It was part of life. From the simple routine of those who lived with less but sometimes aged better. Before the pharmaceutical industry existed, before there were pharmacy shelves full of colorful promises, there was popular wisdom. And within that wisdom, there was something that modern times had consigned to oblivion. But now, older people are rediscovering this, and some of them say they feel like a huge weight has been lifted off their shoulders, a burden they had carried for years, without even knowing he was there, perhaps decades. Doctors have a complicated name for it, but I'll tell you in a simple way. Imagine that your body is a house, a beautiful, well-built house. But over time, things just piled up. Dust here, it's damp there. A small leak that no one fixed. This accumulation, this weight that keeps adding up, it has a name. It's called silent inflammation. It's not the inflammation you see. There is no visible swelling. It's not a fever. It's an inflammation that works from below, in the fabrics, in the joints, in the blood, no intestine, and it consumes your energy, stealing your sleep, leaving your joints stiff, making each morning a little more difficult than the last. And the worst part? Much of this inflammation, it is fueled by something that almost everyone consumes every day. Sugar. Not just the white sugar on the spoon. Hidden sugar in bread, biscuits, boxed juice, and processed seasonings. Your body spends years trying to process this excess, and it becomes overwhelming. Tired of fighting. And when the body is overloaded, you can feel it. You feel heavy legs when you wake up. You feel the pain that appears for no apparent reason. You feel in your head that it seems slow, in the desire to do nothing. It feels like time is passing too quickly, and his body was left behind. But here's something important. Something that could change how you see all of this. Many people have begun to rediscover this old habit. They notice something they weren't expecting. The first thing they describe isn't spectacular, it's subtle. It's that feeling of waking up. And my legs weren't so heavy. It seems like a small amount, right? But for someone who's been waking up feeling heavy for years, that's huge. A lady I know, over 72 years old, she said that she started getting out of bed without having to stand on the edge waiting for her body to wake up at the same time. She said, "It seems like my body has started obeying me a little bit again." That sentence. That's exactly what many people report. The feeling that the body was responding again. Not like at 30 years old, but in a way you'd forgotten was possible. And this is just the beginning. Because what happens next is even more surprising. Many people over 60 have been living with fragmented sleep for so long, they no longer even remember what it's like to wake up feeling like they've truly rested. They wake up 2 or 3 times a night. They just stare at the ceiling. They wake up already tired. and the day starts off on the wrong foot. But some of these people have returned to this old habit. They started describing something different, not a dramatic turn of events, but a quieter sleep, more continuous, deeper, as if the body had finally managed to truly rest. And when sleep improves, everything changes. The layout returns in layers. The head becomes clearer. The morning starts differently. But there's a third benefit that very few people talk about, and that is perhaps the most revealing of all. Continues. Tell me in the comments, do you also get that feeling of waking up tired even after a full night's sleep? Write yes below. I want to know if this resonates with you. Do you know that feeling of heaviness in your legs? It's not exactly pain. It's a tiredness that lingers, stuck, as if the legs were carrying something invisible all day long. Many people call this tired legs. Others say it's circulation. Others simply accept it. It's age. But there's something that few people realize. This weight in my legs, that morning stiffness, that discomfort that comes and goes in the joints. It's not just mechanical. It's not just cartilage wear and tear. It's your inflamed body trying to communicate with you. And when you start to reduce that silent inflammation, when you give your body what it needs to recover, this weight is starting to ease off, slowly. But give in. Some people describe it like this. It feels like I've taken lead boots off my feet. Others say they have gone back to going downstairs without holding the handrail with both hands. No drama, without ceremony. Simply, my body started functioning a little better again. And then you start to wonder, how long have I been like this without needing to be? That's the question that hurts the most. Not physical pain, but the perception that perhaps you've been carrying an unnecessary burden for years. It's becoming part of the day. You eat. It gets heavy. You feel like your body is fighting the food instead of enjoying it. And what most people don't know, it's because an overloaded intestine. It affects everything. Or I am. Oh, humor, immunity, energy, mental clarity. There is a direct connection between what happens in your gut and how do you feel throughout the day. People who have returned to this old habit, they began to notice that the meals had become lighter. Not because they ate less, but that's because the body started processing it better. The swelling subsided. Digestion gradually became easier. And with that, the energy the body expended fighting against its own digestion, it became available for something else. To live, to move, to smile without being exhausted. But now comes the part I most want you to hear, because that's the heart of everything. There is a moment in this journey which some people describe almost with tears in their eyes. It's the moment when your head becomes clearest. You know that mental fog? That feeling when your thoughts are slowing down? Have you been forgetting small things more often than you ever did before? What if you're in a room and you can't remember why you went there? This has a technical name, but what matters is not the name. What matters is that you know exactly what I'm talking about, because you feel it all day. And when that fog begins to dissipate, when the mind starts to become more present, it's as if an old window has been opened. Light enters. Enter thee. And you remember what it was like to think clearly. A 74-year-old woman described it this way. I've started finishing my books again. Before, I would read the same page 3 times and not absorb anything. Simple, but profound. Because mental clarity is not a luxury. That's life. It's presence. It's about being able to truly be with the people you love. From accumulated stress, from sleepless nights that kept piling up, from an intestine that never received what it needed, from a silent inflammation that kept growing. While life went on, and while you were going along, you thought it was normal. That was the age, that there was no other way. But what if there is a way? Not a magic way, not an instant solution, but a real way. Old, simple, that your own body recognizes, because that's what it was made for. and we forgot to look at what was right in front of us the whole time. Plants, roots, herbs, dietary habits that entire civilizations have used for centuries. To live longer, to live better, to age with dignity and vitality, not with resignation, not with the feeling that the best is already behind us, but with the quiet certainty that the body still has much to offer. When you stop fighting against it, and he begins to take care of him in the way that he understands. And this change in feeling, this small but significant turning point, it starts much earlier than you think. Sometimes on certain days, sometimes within weeks. But it begins. If you've made it this far, you're not just anyone. You're someone who still believes it's possible to feel better, and I respect that very much. Tell me in the comments, which of these sensations do you recognize most in your life today? Poor sleep, heavy legs, mental fog? Write it below. I take every comment seriously. Part 3, YouTube script, final closure. He only needs one thing. Through cooperation. If you stop ignoring the signs and start responding to them. Whispers that modern life has taught us to ignore. But some people, they decided to stop and listen. Replaced by industrial solutions, for capsules with difficult names, for treatments that are expensive and sometimes deliver little. But she's still there, crescendo, waiting, just as he always expected. And you probably already know his name, Ginger. But what modern science has discovered? It's something the elders have known for millennia. Ginger is one of the most powerful natural anti-inflammatories available. It acts directly on silent inflammation, the one that steals your energy, that disturbs your sleep, which makes your joints stiff, which overloads your intestines, that covers your mind with fog. It's not magic. I'm not promising that, but he is real, and it has a name, and it has a history, and there are millions of people around the world who have started using it again, and they felt the difference, taken intentionally. Every morning, as a ritual, as an act of respect for your own body, like the sun that rises slowly. But when you're in heaven, it illuminates everything. But it gradually gave way. And with her, that silent resignation also began to give way. That inner voice that said, "That's just how it is now. I'm old enough." That voice grew quieter. And in her place, something emerged that many people had forgotten existed within them. Hope. And maybe, a simple change. Consistent. Daily. You can start to change how you feel. Not tomorrow. Not in a week. But with time. With patience. Respecting the rhythm of your own body. Like a moment just for you. A moment of care. By intention. Listening to one's own body, and pay attention, not in miracles, in whispers, in the small changes, in the lightness that can appear. Sleep can improve in a way that can be reversed, based on the signals your body will give you when you finally start responding to him, in a presence stolen by the moments that matter most. You deserve to feel better, not because he's young, but because he is alive. And while you are alive, the body wants to function, want to move. He wants to truly rest. Want to wake up ready for another day? You just need to give him a chance. This simple commitment, written here, is already the first step. And if you like this content, leave a like now. It costs nothing and helps this channel reach more people who need to hear this. And look, there's a video playing on the screen right now. I chose this one especially for you, because what I talk about there. Let's continue this conversation. Open and assist. You won't regret it. Take care of yourself, with affection, with patience, with respect. Until the next video.